For the next 7 days, we'll shine a light on 7 different high school football programs at our annual Fox 7 football field trip. Feature stories complemented by in-studio analysis from our friends at the Austin American-Statesman. Our first stop, Wimberley and a Texans team that spent its offseason recovering from the Memorial Day floods. Here's John Hygh.
1, 2, 3.
Being able to take the field
I'm still clap. One, you're on the vertical.
and focus on football has been a welcome distraction for the Wimberley Texans.
It gives you something to look forward to every day instead of seeing, destruction in our town.
They've been put through a tough situation.
It's been pretty tough. I mean, with all the floods and things, like friends losing houses and stuff like that. It's just been kind of rough.
A few months ago, the town of Wimberley was devastated by the Memorial Day floods.
It was tough to go out and see families, individual families that lost everything, houses totally wiped out, and just see them kind of standing there and not knowing what to do. And you just try to go out and do the best you can. Go out and help them whatever way you can.
The day after the floods, Coach Warren and his players were out shoveling mud and doing whatever they could to help those in need that were affected by all the damage, which included Wimberley assistant coach Wesley Lambert, who was renting this house by the river.
Whenever we got wind of how bad the flood was from different areas above the river, we ran home and found the water in our backyard at that time. We actually made a second trip back out to the house, and the water went from, at that time, the water was in our backyard. The water was already 5 to 6 feet inside our house.
Our coaches treat us right, so I feel like we should treat them right. So actually the first day after the flood, I was out at his house about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then for the next 2 weeks after that, we were out at Flight Acres and River Road just working most of our team.
It kind of helps people get away from that idea of the flood, and it makes it seem like everything's kind of back to normal, but it's not.
And they experienced the situation, and we tell them how you responded to this is going to define you later on in life. And man, they responded like champions.
We try to move on, but if you even drive through town, you see it. So I mean, it's always on our mind, and I imagine a lot of us would like to put a good season together, at least for the people in our town, because we like to have something to look forward to, and a lot of people don't right now. It'd be nice to do that for them.
Joined by the Statesmen Rick Cantu and Danny Davis, and we all know what has happened in Wimberley. How do those kids focus on football now?
I think the important thing is that the community can focus on football. I think the players are going to be okay. They see a football field and all they want to do is play.
Right.
They've got 10 starters back. They've got a huge offensive line, and they're a rough and tumble team to begin with. I think they're going to be good again. I think they're a playoff-bound team.
Speaking of, they had a nice little playoff run last year. Do you see them having a little deep run again this season?
I think this is going to be one of those things where it may not look very good at the beginning in Wimberley. They need a new quarterback. All of their skilled players have graduated. But as Rick mentioned, they have numbers on the offensive line. They have numbers on the defensive line. Ben Gard's a junior linebacker, really good linebacker for him. He'll be the leader of their defense. So it's going to take some time for those newcomers to kind of develop into those roles, but that's what the non-district schedule is for. So if they stumble a little bit, I think Coach Warren will be fine with that as long as they are rolling by the time district play gets along, and then who knows.
Yeah, Coach Warren was saying he doesn't want to use the disaster as a motivating factor. They know it's there, but we've seen teams that take that emotional ride. Can they do that?
These kids, when they're driving through their community and seeing the damage or seeing what's being rebuilt, that may give them a little bit more, I guess, momentum on Friday nights. And Coach may not be talking about it in every pregame huddle, but they know it's there. They know what's happening in their community, and they know how important football is to that town.
I've always said that Wimberley is my favorite place to see a game. First of all, you got these beautiful hill country mountains and hills right behind the stadium, and then the moon's coming down and everything. But more importantly, it seems like the entire town is there. The city really cares about this football team, and in return, the players really respect the fact that they have great fan support.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be Wimberley Texans fans for a while, right? Anyway, we'll soon be posting this story and all our other field trip stops on my Facebook page. At 10:21, the Rick and Danny breakdown continues with the area's top squads. Tomorrow, the field trip pays a visit to the Bowie Bulldogs.